after childbirth, parents actually undergo some kind of forgetfulness, memory lose, and then some kind of depression. Yeah. The reason why new moms actually lose their memory after giving birth after childbirth is something that every new mom must experience. You are going to actually learn why, what you should do not to be forgetful, and the things you shouldn't do. So now, as a first time mom, what you should have been doing as a first time mom, that's why I'm bringing you this good news. Because root causes, yeah, I'm going to list just let me say three or four. But if I pass these numbers, then memory is lack of sleep. Yes, because immediately you give birth, the baby snatches away your sleep from you. That's the truth. It's no longer news that once you give birth, these children do not have in a good sleeping routine. No, 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 no. Nobody should lie to you about it, because there is this saying that after giving birth, and then we are actually going to, have a wonderful rest, sleep, do one or two things and all that. But then I came to find out after giving birth that this was a whole bunch of lie. Immediately. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my page. And welcome back to my space. If you're very girl, this is your newest Nigerian African mom. How you can manage lose of memory after childbirth. Now, number one thing you have to do is you have to be intentional. Like before you give birth, you are already planning, you have to know time management. Once you're able to manage your time properly, you will hardly forget things. Like you plan out your meal, you plan out your bathing time, you plan out your self-care, you plan out going to the market, you plan out ordering some stuff, you plan out a whole lot of things. With by so doing, you're going to be able to put everything, as in to track most of the things that you usually forget. These are the two things I did, and then I overcame. Then the third thing that you have to do is self-care. Self-care. When there are some parents, that some mom that once they give birth, they forget everything about themselves. They stop taking their bath properly, they stop making their hair, they stop doing so many things to themselves. That is, you left yourself in the middle of this journey, and it's not supposed to be so. And when you do things like this, you're not going to enjoy this journey. It's not going to be fun anymore. You're going to lack attention from your husband, because probably you're smelling and you're no longer looking sexy. You're kind of, there's so many things. Men, they can easily run away from you once everything around you starts changing. So you have to be on guard. Do you understand? If you've not watched my video about how to keep your man even after giving birth, or maybe after the body changes, please go back and watch. It's very important. So you know how to, take care of your husband even after birth. So your child will not have to, take a huge part of your life and then leave you off this particular topic today is because some moms, like first time moms precisely, they really do not know what's actually their problem, because they just see themselves that they are beginning to forget things, and they are no longer recollecting, you forget things. And you start experiencing some kind of forgetfulness. We have come to the conclusion that it is normal, because you can't help it at this point brain. Because when you're not putting your brain at rest, your brain will no longer be able to process properly. And then you're going to start forgetting a lot of you're going to start forgetting a lot of things. Forgetfulness in your life routine as a newborn mom is more yes. There's everything. Let's say you're going to be multitasking, you're going to still want to, if you're a kind of intentional parent, you're going to be wanting to look after your husband, look after your child, do some certain things by yourself, and with all these things. And let me give you this wonderful scenario now. Let me say, for example, you're washing. You understand? And you've on the washing machine. Then the next thing, you wanted to pour in your detergent, so you can spin the water before you pour in your clothes. I don't know. Some people actually pour in their clothes before they pour in detergent, or some people actually pour in detergent before they pour in their clothes. I don't know how you do yours, for any of the two. So when you pour in your detergent and you're spinning before, so maybe the water can actually foam, because that's actually what I do. And then you pour in your clothes. That's what I do. So in the process of doing that, do you know that maybe you hear from the room that your baby is awake? That's over for you. You're going to run to that child, you're going to carry their baby, and then leaving that water to spin, or maybe you're going to off the machine, go to take care of that, because probably you might want to go and breastfeed, or give the baby water, or change the baby diaper and other things. And then let me tell you, you are going to forget that you were washing, because the baby is going to take a whole lot of attention from you. And some baby can actually breastfeed for hours. Yeah, some baby can breastfeed for 2 3 hours, and they're non-stop, and you're going to sit at a place for that constant breastfeeding. And sometimes, you know, because of you've been working all through, and then when the baby wakes up and then you're breastfeeding baby either by sleeping, by lying down, or by sitting, you're going to sometimes you just doze off, you just pass out. And with that, you've forgotten that you were supposed to wash. That's a major cause for forgetfulness. You've forgotten, and before you wake up, with that little short sleep that you just slept off, maybe it's night, and then it's dinner time. You start preparing for dinner, you start preparing to take care of your baby and all that. So it's a whole lot. Do not be hard on yourself. The only thing I can tell you is that you shouldn't be hard on yourself. Then the third thing that actually causes memory loss in childbirth is the hormonal changes. Yes, the hormones that actually things your body system is no longer functioning properly, not because you're not functioning properly, because maybe you're sick or something, but the fact still remains that so many changes went on in your body. You see your body, you have a protruded stomach, you have you were eating a whole lot, and you received so many kind of treatments, so many things. And you want to tell me that you're not going to have any changes in your body system? No, you're actually going to have some. Your nails, you still fix your hair, you still do, if you love doing lashes, you still love doing nails and other things, anything that just makes you happy. And you know you can actually juggle your motherhood journey with doing any of those things. I think you should do them, because leaving yourself behind in this part of journey, it's not worth it. Do you know why? Because your child keep growing, and you're not never going to get over it until lifetime. So the earlier you start taking care of yourself, the better for you, because that child is never going to grow. In the next 3 years, 2 years, 5 years, they are still growing and you're still looking very important. Time management is very important. Intentionality. I talked about intentionality, I talked about self-care, I talked about time management, and I talked about being lovable. Like, you have to love yourself. In this journey, you have to love yourself. There are some people, once they give birth, be like, okay, everything about my child, it's just my child. I care about my child. I do this about my child. What about you? If you're not there, there is no child. You have to be very intentional about yourself. Love, self-care, intentionality, and what and time management. If you put this together, you're going to enjoy motherhood without being. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. In this channel, you'll get a lot of valuable information concerning your newborn. Here we just talk about newborn babies, motherhood,